Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Would you come on in here and sit down with me and let's get ourselves together, and we're going to study today two verses here in Psalm 39, verses 4 and 5. So if you have your Bible and you want to turn over there to Psalm 39, yesterday we talked about the addition of the man who's in our introduction, Jeduthun. He was one of the choir masters. He founded one of the choirs that David used in his iteration of the ark's presence in Jerusalem, the tabernacle of David. And we also see him in Solomon's temple, or at least his choir is in Solomon's temple. We also looked yesterday at the idea of keeping silence. The psalmist made a pledge. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to zip my lips, and especially when I'm in front of the wicked. But while I made that pledge, the fire burned. It raged within my heart. So he had to say something, and he did, because there at the end of verse 3, he says, I spoke with my tongue. And that's my translation. Let me turn over here to the King James. He said, then I spake with my tongue. Yep. So he's going to talk, but who's he going to talk to? Look at verse 4. Let's read 4 and 5 today. Lord, make me to know mine end, and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. All right, that's verses 4 and 5. The fire is burning within his heart. He has to say something. So where does he run to? Who does he run to? He goes to the Lord. Because sometimes, it's just that important. I mean, what good would it do for you to run to your best friend? What are they going to give you? What are they going to tell you? How are they going to answer these questions? They can't. He says, make me to know my end, the measure of my days, what it is. And then I love what he says there in 4, that I may know how frail I am. Yes, sir. We need to know that, don't we? Because life doesn't last. It doesn't last. Old age comes for all of us. And we need to know just how frail we are. Why? So that our hearts might be contrite, that we might not be proud, that we might bow the knees before the Lord and call on Him and confess to Him that we're nothing, we're dust, we're sinners, we're corrupt, and only He can save. Yeah, friend, that's where David is right here. He sees the corruption around him. He says, I'm not going to say anything about that, but I'm going to take it to the Lord. And then when he goes there, it's really not the wicked and the corruption around him that is the problem. It's what's going on in his own heart. That I may know how frail I am. What a good prayer that is. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth. So now he understands. Life is just transitory. Mine age is as nothing before thee. I think I have, what do I have here? The length of my length of life is nothing before you. Well, of course it's not, because God is the Ancient of Days. He's timeless. And so we live, 60, 70, 80, 90 years? 90 years, maybe. 100, maybe. And what is that to the Lord? We're not going to boast about it, are we? I mean, because we know our end is at hand sometime, at some point. We're not going to make it. We will return to the dust from which He created us. You've made my days as a handbreadth. My age is nothing before you. God is timeless. We are not. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. This is a good prayer. And then we end it with a Selah. So remember, the Selah tells us stop and think. Meditate on this. This is important. It gives us kind of that exclamation point on our subject here. My age is nothing Every man in his best state is altogether vanity. And David prays that I may know how frail I am. Well, I hope this inspires you to go to your prayer closet and speak to the Lord. Just open up, let it out, let the fire out, and ask Him, just that you might know how frail you are. Well, I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. We're going to continue as David continues this prayer there in verse 6. So I hope that you'll join me then here on Daily Dose Radio.